Well, how's it going? Yeah, so I made it down to Dallas, Fort Worth, and it rained on me on the way down there. And my sleeping bag got all wet, but luckily I was fortunate enough to be able to rent a hotel room, and I got out of the cold and got out of the wet for a few days, and yeah, I'm extremely thankful for that. It could have been a lot more miserable. At any rate, yeah, it's a good time of the year to be down south, get out of the cold and get out of the snow, and yeah, I just had a really good time there in Fort Worth. But now I got to head up towards Tennessee. I'm headed to Tennessee right now, and I'm having a blast. I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm thankful to have the freedom to be able to do this and to live the way I live and see the things I see and go the places that I go. But yeah, I fell asleep on that train and woke up the next day. I was somewhere around Texarkana, headed north, and I'm sitting in Little Rock right now as I record this. And yeah, it was just a beautiful ride. It was a lot of fun. In the book of Psalms, chapter 23, it says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake." Man, I tell you what though, it was so cold last night. My sleeping bag was still wet from a couple nights ago before I stayed in that hotel room. Yeah, it rained on me that night, and so that morning I pulled into Fort Worth about 7 a.m. I put my sleeping bag away in my backpack, wet, not like soaking wet, but it was pretty wet. And man, by the time I pulled it out last night, that moisture had spread out throughout the whole thing evenly, and I forgot to dry it out. I should have dried that thing out at the hotel room, but anyways, last night was so cold. Sleeping, it was like the coldest night of the week, and here I am trying to sleep on a moving train with a wet sleeping bag headed north. Yeah, that wasn't a very bright idea, I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, I love traveling, man. I've traveled about every which different way a guy can get down the road. I've hitchhiked, I've bicycle toured, I lived off a motorcycle for a couple years. I lived in a van for a little while. Hopped trains, and I never lived in an RV, but I have traveled with someone in an RV one time. Anyways, yeah, I'll probably do this for the rest of my life. I just like the freedom of it. I like to get out and move and meet people and run into people in town or at the gas station or whatever. It's back when I used to live in a house, I just never felt fulfilled. Doing the same thing every day, seeing the same people every day. I hate to use the word satisfied, but I never really felt like there was just something missing from my life, and I didn't like it. I was never happy living there. I always wanted to get out of there, and as soon as I got off probation, I was on probation for like 6, 7, or 8 years. I think 7 years. And as soon as I got done with that, man, I'm out of here. And I've been on the road ever since. But anyway, so yeah, it's been a long day. I just made it to the Hobo motel for the night, and I'm fixing to check in, and well, I already checked in. I'm gonna get me some rest, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Adios.